Hey, I'm Fousheé and I'm here with Milky. So softcore, I think I would describe it more so like as a project because it's so specific, but it's a balancing act, I would say. I kind of span the spectrum between vulnerability and like full rage at moments. There's a big fusion of like punk and metal and folk and, you know, the soft parts and like the most extremes of me. So it's all a balancing act, which came about when I just felt the need to express like anger with certain things. I was like reviewing my year, reviewing relationships and the industry, and I was very angry at men and, you know, like more so the roles that I felt I had to play as a woman. And, you know, I kind of just wanted to explore that and just question those roles, push the roles a little more, take on new roles and mix it all up. When women like take on a more like angry gaze, it's not as embraced in music as other people who do, especially black women. Like there's this like angry black woman stereotype. But I feel like the more that it's expressed, the more it's understood and embraced. So that's what I wanted to do here. Like I couldn't run from it. All my music is based on like how I feel, and that's how I felt. And I wanted to turn it into something that didn't have as much of a negative connotation. Make it fun. Make it something you can dance and like rage to. Punk and post-punk and metal, that was just what I was like listening to at the moment. I always have my different phases of music that I listen to, and I think it's just more of like the feeling that it gives you. It kind of catered to how I felt. I wanted to release. I wanted to scream, and you know, like the frequency of metal and punk. You know, it expresses feelings that you can't with like maybe a folk song or like a love song. So it's just what I was listening to and inspired by. I really dug in the crates with this project. I booked a flight to New York and an Airbnb, and I just spent the whole month writing, and that became what softcore was. And I finished it up in LA, but most of it was done within that month. I kind of just spanned the spectrum of influence and made things that I wanted to hear. I think generally with songs, I have a different creative approach depending on the song, depending on the circumstance. But overall with these songs, I usually worked one-on-one with the producer. It'll start with like the production, something like melodic or a texture, and then I'll come up with a concept, and then I'll just write based on that concept. But it varies. Sometimes things come as, you know, words first and the music later, or it kind of just goes back and forth. Like I'll add a line that will build on the production and just go back and forth until it's a complete song. But I would say overall, since most of them were done within that month in the Airbnb, it was like one-on-one with the producer or whatever came out. And a lot of these I kept like the reference vocals of, so just like the purest form of what came second nature. If I wanted to show someone the type of artist I am with a song, I probably wouldn't play them softcore. It's just more specific. It's like more of an extreme of me is a certain, like, I would say it's an era, but of this era, the song that's best fitting is Die. Songs like Die or Bored or Stupid Bitch, which is like one of the songs that I produced on the more gritty stuff, because with the softer things you can find similar songs on my last project, Time Machine. I'm calling all these projects because I don't think this is a debut album yet. I would say I would play that person the debut album to show them, like, collectively what is the central sound. But this is a very specific project because it's punk fusion. So I would just encourage, I mean, if anything that they can learn from me of this project is that I'm versatile and, you know, don't expect one certain thing from me. I'm not that kind of artist. I make what I feel. I don't let the climate of music control what I make. I don't let, you know, a label control what I make. I don't let people control what I make. I just make what I feel, and sometimes it's to my benefit, sometimes it's not. I would say so far it's my most, like, controversial in terms of people expected something completely different from me with this project, but I love that. I love stirring the pot. I'm definitely playing the villain in this project, so I wouldn't say proud of unless I'm just, like, proudly the villain, which, especially when I perform live, I have to commit to that role. But I always find myself singing, "I look so good, he died." This is the first line from Die. It's like such a funny, extreme bad bitch moment. I don't even know what to expect. Expect the unexpected from this tour, at least. Expect to scream. Expect to mosh. Expect to fawn. Expect to just commit. I feel like the most successful shows are when you commit to the experience, because I kind of feed off that energy. But I'm doing a lot of screaming and whipping my hair around and rolling around on stage. I don't know what to expect. Every night is different. Every night something different happens. So just beware and hydrate and participate. That's all I ask. The live aspect is equally as important as, you know, the project and as the individual music and videos. Is, if you can't paint the picture live, it's like another sense. So you experience the project in a way that can't be expressed through audio or visuals. It's like 3D, it's live, it's a feeling. So I think it's equally as important as, you know, everything else. And it's different. I mean, I would say it's really important. I could go on and on about specifics, but it's definitely important. It always changes, not one, but I would say anywhere from Khalees, X-Ray Specs, Bad Brains, Cardi, Playboy Cardi, the Girl Ragers, Rico, more the Boy Ragers, Uzi, all the rock stars. I worked with everyone that I really wanted to work with. Maybe if I could dig someone up from the grave, like Bob Marley. Any Frank Ocean album. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I saw that on a plane recently. It was like my first time. I was like, wow. Or like, maybe like Holy Mountain. Neither. Lift every voice and sing. I used to have to sing that a lot. Give You the World Tour. It's the best concert. Spice Girl. Like emo Spice. Well, since we're in Australia, I would definitely say that was one of the craziest run of shows. Melbourne and Sydney, Brizzy, they were all fun. And my most memorable moment was holding a koala, and then I fed some kangaroo. There can't be one artist that had the most influence in the industry. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Stop caring so much. Relax. I would say in that hospital bed, just straight out the womb. No, I always wanted to do this though. I was writing when I was like 5 or 6. So I don't have any memories of not wanting to do what I'm doing now, which is cool.